This is Jewish Board Talk with Charisse Zeifert, only on 101.9 Chai FM.
Gun Tamar is an NPO that started during COVID in 2020 in the Horwitz's kitchen. It was done so in response to the increasingly difficult conditions experienced by members in the Jewish community. Within 6 months, however, they were making over 20 meals every week. Natalia Horwitz, founder of Gun Tamar, is my guest now to tell me more. Natalia, welcome and thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you.
What alerted you to the need of the community members struggling?
So for as long as I've known him, my father-in-law has been very involved with charities and chesed organizations. So I'd say I was always aware of the struggles in the community, but they were I think they were exacerbated and maybe amplified during COVID. And so without sharing details, you could just see that he was weighed down with the stresses and the worries, and I'd often ask how we could help. And one day he asked if we could make a Shabbos meal for a family who was going through a particularly difficult stage, and so we started. And then after a while we would make extras and ask who we could give it to, and then 2 boxes became 5, became 10, and then I'd say within the first year we were making 40 to 60 meals every week.
Wow, so it's kind of like an almost industrialized making of food from one extra meal. I mean, just tell me a little bit about your family.
So
how many in your family? Are you already making 6 meals, catering for 6 people?
No, so funnily enough, originally when he asked me to make a meal, I thought he was talking about a weekday meal. So in my head it was easy, it would just be sausages, burgers, along those lines. And then when he said a Shabbos meal, I kind of balked because I'm not a fantastic cook. But so then we just somehow, my daughters helped me. They were helping the kids, and it became organized. So Sunday would be soup, Monday would be the chicken, and, Tuesday the kugel, and then the salad. So we just got into a routine.
Wow! So you actually start preparing before, but also again, Natalia, just to help me, because to cook for 40 people is very, very different to cooking for 6 or 8.
Absolutely. So it was a steep learning curve.
Different, okay, so just explain to me how it progressed and how the function, the aims of the NGO progressed as well, the NPO.
Okay. So we just wanted to help. That's how it started. And then, funny enough, when I hit about 20 families, I felt I had to cap it. And it was actually my husband and my kids that just said, if there's a need, you don't really have a choice. So we continued, and it got bigger, and we got into a routine. And then when it got around 40 to 60 families every week, there was an exceptional member of the community who offered us his apartment, and so we started operating out of that space.
All
and
right,
he
so
also
you prepare in a specific space.
So now Gun Tamar operates out of this space, and we were able to hire two full-time chefs.
Okay.
So
you've
now
professionalized.
Exactly.
All right, that's brilliant. So you've professionalized as you've gone along.
Yes.
In terms of creating expectation, I think this is always my fear with NPOs that start. Do you ever feel the sense of responsibility of not being able to continue forward?
Always, very, very much so. And not even just in terms of food. You asked how Gun Tamar developed. And so aside from food, that's always been our core mission, the fully cooked Shabbos meal, that was our core mission. But as things developed, what we were finding was a very real sense of isolation and loneliness, and this feeling that people didn't understand what they were going through and that nobody cared. So what's actually developed quite organically and quite beautifully is we've turned into this kind of community in a community centre where people come and they feel seen and heard, hopefully supported, but definitely connected. So for example, at the beginning we would deliver all the boxes, we would deliver on the meals, and then when it just got too big, it wasn't feasible, so we asked people who could to come and collect. So those who can't, who don't have transport or are not well, then obviously we do deliver, but the bulk do come. And initially what we found was that people actually just wanted to chat. We thought they'd take the box and run. But they stayed. So we started putting out tea and coffee, and they just stayed longer, and more people started coming. And so what we have now is we're open pretty much all of Friday from early morning till the afternoon. People come for breakfast, for brunch, for lunch, and they stay, and they feel part of something, and they feel connected, and I think just accepted and appreciated for who they are and what they are.
How exponentially did it grow? I mean, you started with one. How many do you have today?
So now we do 180 families every week.
Wow.
Yeah, so it grew quite quickly.
So you're up to from 1 to 180 over 5 years.
Yes.
Is it still growing?
Yes. So unfortunately there is still
And how
quite
do
a need.
people hear about it? Because I'm kind of new to learning about you.
So originally when we were starting, we would contact community leaders and rabbis and see if there was a need, and now it's really working through word of mouth. I'd say that the beauty of Gan Tamar is that all funds that come in that are donated to Gan Tamar go straight into our boxes. So we run a really tight ship, so we don't spend on marketing or anything like that. We do rely on word of mouth.
So how many, you've got 2 professional chefs?
Yes.
And then yourself?
And myself.
Your kids help? How many kids do you have, Tamar?
So,
Natalia?
5 kids.
Okay.
So
you put them to work?
Well, we put them to work. So I run it with my father-in-law, with Lionel Horwitz. And my kids are actually the ground staff. So they come in Thursday afternoon after school and they help me pack. They wake up early Friday morning, much to their chagrin. They wake up early Friday morning before they go to school and they help me pack. So they're a core part of the organisation.
Kind of woman to woman, as it were.
Sure.
Friday nights coming up with menus, and is it this kind of standard meals, or how does it work? How do you decide?
So it's funny. So in my house, we are standard. They don't expect much creativity for me, but we got some feedback from Gan Tamar that they would like more variety. So our chefs vary the soups, and they vary the kugels, and they vary the rice. And we get our meat and chicken from a butcher, and they change the spices and they change the sauces. The desserts we try to vary.
Wow.
So the items themselves remain the same, but we try to alter them within that category, if that makes sense.
Natalia, have you ever considered commercializing those meals for Friday night?
That is an option, but probably at a later date. Yeah. So no.
So delivery of food, people come to the community centre and they collect themselves.
And they collect, and we have exceptional volunteers. We've got lots and lots of drivers who volunteer of their time and will deliver to those who can't collect.
What is your relationship between the already existing community organisations like the community restaurant and Yadaron and the Chev?
So we actually make a point of trying to collaborate with all the other organisations. So we refer to them, they refer to us. We've got ongoing communication with lots of organisations like the Dear Link and SOSA, Bikur Cholim, Shoshana Foundation. So we really do try to work together. I don't think any organisation can be everything to everyone. So we really, I think the more we work together, the more we really can help in a meaningful way.
And it's word of mouth at this moment that if people need, they contact you? Or
Yes. There are. We do every now and again put a pamphlet, a little poster out and put in the Jewish Life or Jewish Report, but it's mainly through word of mouth.
And in terms of kashrut?
So we have a what's it called, an informal mashgiach. We have a gentleman who lives in the building. He's a qualified mashgiach, and there you go. He's a volunteer. He comes down every day and spot checks the kitchen, the chicken
and the
too.
chicken as well. I hope so. Yes, that's right. Okay, so I also see on your website that you do things for Purim and the Jewish holidays. Do you want to just tell me a little bit more about how you capitalize on what you're doing? Well, not capitalize, I should say maximize, because I have ideas for you to capitalize, by the way.
Okay, great. So Purim was actually very, very special. About 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years, it fell on Sunday. So we wanted to do a Suda, we wanted to do a party. And then again, what we were hearing is that a lot of our families and our recipients just felt a little bit isolated or a little bit disconnected. They were on the periphery, they didn't feel a part of anything. So we actually thought it would be incredible to do a community-wide party. So we thought on the one hand it's a way of raising awareness maybe to those who didn't know about the struggles that people have in the community. And on the other hand, it was about bringing in people who were on the outside and making them feel part of something. So it was really, really special. It was beautiful. People were popping in all the time, bringing shlach manot, and it was just, everything was just so blended. It was very special, and that we did another one last year. And so just trying to bring people into the community that otherwise would maybe fall through the cracks.
Now, I know there is a very significant reason that your organization is called Tamar.
Yes.
And I wonder if you would share that.
Sure. So garden is, a place of nurturing and nourishment. And Tamar was my sister-in-law, my late sister-in-law, Kim Lieb Horwitz. So she passed away in 2021. And she was really a very, very special person. She struggled. She struggled with sickness from when she was 18, but she was an exceptionally generous and giving and caring person. So Tamar is a Hebrew name and is also a date tree, so characterized by these big branches and the sweet fruit. So we just felt that it was representative of who she was and how nurturing and caring she was, and we thought there was a perfect name for the organization that we want to develop, which was focusing on nourishment and support.
So incredibly beautiful. Mm-hmm. If anybody would like to be in touch, are you looking for volunteers to drive? And yes, yours. So if anybody would like to do anything to help in whatever way, or be in touch with you, what should they do?
So they can either go onto to our website, so www.gantamar.org.za, or they can contact me. My phone number is on the website, my email is on the website, and they can contact me whichever way they please.
Well, thank you so much for joining me and telling me a little bit more about Tamar. That was Natalia Horwitz, and she was talking about an NPO that started in 2020 that I only learned about recently, but wow, it sounds absolutely incredible. So thanks so much, and good luck with it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, Charisse.